Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to step on the ice for some biscuits and penalties. I'm Cobra, your starting goaltender, and I am joined by Alex, my co-host. Say hi, Alex.
Hello.
All right. Some interesting things have been going on since we've been gone for last week. The Rangers have made some very, very interesting moves. Jacob Trouba has officially been traded to the Anaheim Ducks. And I believe that it's for a prospect and a draft pick. Chris Drury just announced that they sent in the last seven games, they were going 1-6. Trouba sent to the Ducks in exchange for former first-round pick Urho Vakanainen and a 2025 fourth-round pick. So that's a very interesting move from the Rangers. And the Rangers, of course, also made another big move with their starting goaltender, Igor Shesterkin, as they have made him the richest goalie in the NHL. I mean, Igor Shesterkin has a long career ahead of him. So this is kind of a good move for the Rangers to lock up their future so they don't have to worry about a goaltender. We know the Rangers have been very successful with goaltenders with John Van Beesbrook, then Mike Richter, then Henrik Lundqvist, and now Shesterkin. So I know, Alex, this kind of pains you a little bit because Shesterkin is not only a rival goalie of yours, because you're a Capitals fan, but also the Capitals had this pick and they gave it to the Rangers, so this got to hurt too.
Definitely. It's going to be interesting to see how we play against them. But it looks like it's an 8-year extension with an average of $11.5 million for this contract. A massive payout for Shesterkin. Hopefully he can keep it up and not fall off a cliff.
That's probably one of the big issues they traded Trouba, is because they thought that Trouba was not really providing enough veteran leadership, I should say. I almost said veteranosity, which is a term used in hockey. But yeah, veteran leadership. They needed kind of a retooling to kind of get a little younger on the back end. So that's why they traded for prospect and essentially Magic Beans. So that's cool. Let's see what else is in the news. Other than Evander Kane's wife being involved in a lawsuit against famous women respecter Sean P. Diddy Combs, and I'm not kidding about that. Diddy lawsuit accuser revealed as Anna Kane, ex-wife of NHL star Evander Kane, aka famous responsible gambler Evander Kane. So that was something that we didn't need to hear in the news anymore, Diddy. But unfortunately, this is the era we live in. So that is and let's get away from the nasty news and into something kind of interesting. The NHL has revealed their Winter Classic setup for Wrigley Field. They have the IVN bridges set up on Wrigley. So it's obviously the Winter Classic is the outdoor game that the NHL has been implementing since 2008. It started at Highmark Stadium. When the Sabres and the Penguins, had that game in the snow. It was beautiful. And now it has become an NHL tradition And how fitting it's an original six matchup between the Blackhawks and the Blues. Alex, have you seen the uniforms going on with the Winter Classic?
I have.
What's your opinion on these unis on the sweaters?
I do like them a lot. It seems like we've had some good jerseys for the past couple of years with the Winter Classic. Obviously,
I'm gonna interrupt you for a little bit. That may be true, but I think with this on the Winter Classic, I think they're a little basic, to me at least. Chicago's kind of reminds me of the Barber Pole 75 that they had, and it looks like all they did was they just took a look at the hockey socks and said, "Oh, hey, we'll use those." Use those as a jersey template, and I think that's a little lazy. In the Blues, it just looks like a Canadiens jersey with a St. Louis coat of paint. Just a little bit lazy, to me at least. And that's just my opinion. At least this year. But you're right, the Winter Classic has had some great jerseys in the past. No response to that, or just going to just let it go?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think looking to last year with the Knights and the Kraken, both had fantastic jerseys from the Winter Classics. Obviously, the two fresh teams in the NHL, most of the Kraken and the Knights, but excited to see the game plays out.
Yes, how fitting it is like you said, the youngest teams in the NHL with the Vegas Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken are two expansion teams for the NHL. It's kind of fitting that the Vegas Golden Knights have had the Stanley Cup success that they've had. Seattle Kraken will get there. I mean, it just seems like they're they're not going to be the Atlanta Thrashers. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. They're not going to be the Atlanta Thrashers. And if you're wondering why we say that, the Utah Hockey Club aren't the Utah Hockey Club or the Utah Yeti, why they're not considered the youngest NHL team? Well, it's because they moved. They didn't get supplanted into the league. So anywho, that's enough of our roundtable. We need to talk about the standings of the NHL. All right, let's talk the Atlantic Conference. The Toronto Maple Laughs, or Maple Leafs. I'm sorry. That kind of leaked out. I mean, they're getting all the playoff hopes and dreams of their fans. But they're gonna be like Drake in his war against Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, he going full flat. But the Leafs are 16-7-2, 34 points. Followed right behind them by the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, 16-9-2, 34 games. 34 points, sorry. Then right behind them, kind of rebounding, the Boston Bruins, 14-11-3, 31 points. Right behind, also behind the Bruins are the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is kind of an interesting skid, in my opinion, for the Lightning. 13-9-2, 28 points. And I say it's a very interesting skid considering they still have Vasilevsky. Then you have the Sabres, who are 11-12-3, with 25 points. As I stated before, the Sabres, all they need is solid goaltending. They've got great high-powered offense and decent defense, but it's just goaltending just lets them down. I know UPL is very good and starting to come to his own, but it's who's behind him that kind of disappoints. Then you have the Ottawa Senators, 11-2-2 with 24 points, and it just seems like business as always for Ottawa. Walking mediocrity is their name of the game. They're almost like the New York Jets in a way. Then The Detroit Red Wings, 10, 12, and 4, 24 points. It's kind of clear that the Yzer plan isn't working. Steve Yzerman is definitely not doing the same type of success that he had in Tampa. And the Montreal Canadiens, 10, 13, and 3, 23 points, but it is clear that they are definitely on the upswing because Patrick Laine is back. And in the Metropolitan Division, currently leading the Metro is the Washington Capitals. 17, 6, and 2 with 36 points. Right behind them is the New Jersey Devils, 17, 9, and 2, 36 points. Then you have Raleigh with the Hurricanes, 17, 8, and 1 with 35 points. Then we have the New York Rangers, who we just said is on a current 1-6 and 7 game skid. 13, 10, and 1, 27 points. The Flyers, who are kind of, nipping at their heels a little bit, 12, 11, and 3, 27 points. It is clear that that the youth in net is actually starting to get themselves, under control, especially Ivan Fedotov, able to acclimate himself better to the NHL playing surface. There is a lot of difference between the NHL and the KHL. That's the truth. Then you have the Pittsburgh Penguins, who blew a 4-goal lead, but still managed to win last night. 11, 12, and 4, 26 points. I think it was last night, by the way. Don't quote me on that. Then you have the Columbus Blue Jackets, interestingly, near 500. 11, 11, and 3 with 25 points. And in last place in the Metropolitan Division, the New York Islanders. My question is this typical Patrick Waugh coaching, or is this, I don't know what that is going on in the aisle. I don't know. That is a bad skid. All right. Now for the Western Conference. We have the Minnesota Wild leading the Central Division. 17, 4, and 4, 38 points. And the reason why they're able to beat the former top team last week, the Winnipeg Jets, is because they have 4 overtime wins and less games played. And the Jets have played 2 more games, but are 19 and 8 with 38 points. Then you have the Dallas Stars, 16 and 9 with 32 points. The Colorado Avalanche, 14, 13 and 0, 28 points. St. Louis Blues, 13, 12 and 2, 28 points. The Utah Hockey Club, aka the Yeti, 10, 11 and 4, 24 points. The Nashville Predators is starting to get away from the basement, but still there. 7, 14 and 6, 20 points. And the Chicago Blackhawks, 8, 16 and 2, 18 points. They are definitely wasting Connor Bedard. And of course, in the Pacific Division, we have the Vegas Golden Knights, 17, 7 and 3, 37 points. The Los Angeles Kings, 15, 8 and 3, 33 points. The Calgary Flames, 13, 9 and 5, 31 points. The Vancouver Canucks, 13, 7 and 4, 30 points. The Western Conference champion, Edmonton Oilers, 14, 10 and 2, 30 points. Seattle Kraken, 13, 13 and 1, 27 points. The San Jose Sharks, 10, 14 and 5, 25 points. And the Anaheim Ducks, 10, 11 and 3, 23 points. Alex, is there anything you want to add?
I cannot wait for the playoffs to start because this season is so competitive for so many great teams. And I'm super proud of my Capitals pushing forward out
Hey,
Ovechkin.
look,
And
Alex, I got to stop you right there because again, there's a long way to the playoffs. We are a long way to go. We have at least 50. We have at least 60 more games to we have more than 50 games to go till playoffs. It's an 82 game season. So hold back that anticipation for playoff hockey. But all I gotta say is, hey, it's gonna be fun when it gets there. So hold tight. While Alex jumps the gun, unfortunately, we of course, before we get to our games of the weekend, well, we gotta get to our affiliate sponsor, Fanatics. Fanatics is, of course, your go-to place to get your favorite fan gear. The NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, WWE, NCAA, NASCAR, MLS, whatever. Fanatics is the go-to store for official apparel. Grab a hat, grab a jersey, but if you do so, Alex, what do you got to do?
Use code DANCER for 30% off all gear for this holiday season for the special one in your life who's a fan of every sport on the planet.
Wow. Yeah, nice. Not only Dancer, you have Sleigh, you have Reindeer, you have other codes to use as well. But you can only use one of them. But before you go to Fanatics, but use our affiliate link to do so. Order today, you'll get it before Christmas. The holidays are upon us after all. But use our affiliate link in the bio, wherever you get your podcasts. Show the channel some love and show us your support. Thank you guys. Anywho. So, games of the weekend. We have Utah against Buffalo tomorrow at 1. We have the Flyers and Bruins, a classic rivalry tomorrow at 1. The Jets, Blackhawks, Hurricanes, Islanders, Sharks, Panthers, Maple Leafs, Penguins, Capitals, Canadiens, Predators, Senators, Avalanche, Red Wings, Wild, Kings, Blues, Oilers, Kraken, and of course Sunday, Kraken, Rangers, Lightning, Canucks, Islanders, Senators, Blue Jackets, Jets, Avalanche, Devils, Utah, and the Flyers, and Flames and Stars. So, Alex,
yes.
Pick 2 games for Saturday and 2 games for Sunday that you are looking forward to seeing.
I'm going to say for Saturday, this is a kind of a hot take. The Sharks and the Panthers. I think that's going to be a very underrated.
Nice. You're kind of doing a little bit of a tomorrow podcast jump there with a little bit of bold, but I'll take that.
And my second game for Saturday, I'm going to go with the Flyers and the Bruins. I cannot wait to see that game at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Rivalry is always good between them two.
Nice. And for Sunday,
I'm going with Blue Jackets, Jets. I want to see if the Jets can bounce back. They've been kind of struggling recently. There's 8 losses, have not been good losses, and they seem to have been trying to get back into the swing of winning. I hope they can against the Blue Jackets.
All right. And one more game.
I'm going to go with the Seattle Kraken and the Rangers. The Kraken seem to be fighting their footing, trying to climb the leaderboard in their division. And the Rangers, without Trouba, how are they going to adapt with Sudirkin's extension? And they can win at home. How will they do it?
Smart. I was just about to add that hot take. But you beat me to the punch. Good job, Alex. All right. And as for me, I'm going to go with Utah and the Sabres. Seriously, Buffalo is starting to find his footing, and Utah is trying to find his identity before their official name change. I mean, hopefully they don't stick with the hockey club because that'll be, typical Utah bullshit. And I am also going to go with the Capitals and Canadiens. Like I said, Patrick Laine is back with the Canadiens. will he be a factor against the Capitals? And for Sunday, I'm going with the Lightning and the Canucks. Vasilevsky, should be playing, so that's always going to be exciting. So always look out for him. And I'm going to still stay with Utah, but go with Utah and the Flyers. Philadelphia is starting to find his footing. So this is going to be very interesting. All right. And that is it for Biscuits and Penalties. For our listeners, we do want to remind you that that tomorrow is our football podcast, The Hard Count. So be excited and look out for that. Also, we want to remind you that the Social Sports Pad Network, our parent company that we have, does do other podcasts as well. Of course, with NASCAR, we have the Lap Down, and for baseball, we have the Dirt and Turf podcast. We also definitely want to give shout outs to our friends over at Newt City who join us on occasion. Newt City is a Discord server. We definitely showed them some love. And then, of course, we would like to thank our affiliates. Bulletproof Coffee and Supplements, Dr. Squatch and Jukebox Organic Soap, Sleeves.com, W Energy, Duke Canada Supply Company, Fubo TV, Century PC, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, Raw Nutrition, and Fanatics. That is it for, and like I said, that is it for Biscuits and Penalties. I am Cobra, and I am of course joined by Alex. And we gotta step off the ice. Take care, guys.